Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of LeanTakt, and we're going to talk about one-piece flow in Takt systems versus batching. So let's go ahead and get familiar here. I put some numbers just here on the top, and this, by the way, is an example that Marco and Yanosh will teach you if you ever get on the phone with them. But I've listed the days up here at the top, and then the takt areas or the takt zones. So there's two over here. So I've given you a little drawing here, just a little bit of an example. Let's pretend this is level 1, right? And this would be area A, and this would be area B. And they, oh no, sorry, not area A. Well, let's just do this. Let's do area A, and let's do area B. Okay, so A matches A, B, or B right here matches B. Okay, so if you have, we're just going to use 5 trades here: fire sprinkler, priority walls, overhead mechanical, overhead plumbing, overhead mechanical piping, right? Each one of those takes 5 days in those areas. You know, typically this wouldn't be out of the norm, right? We might see a CPM schedule where we broke it up into 2 areas, or maybe even 4, right? Maybe even 4. But we go ahead and we sequence this in this direction. But the question is this the optimal sequence? And I know we've shared some videos on this YouTube channel before where we talk about this a little bit, but I want to really cover this. So you've heard of the formula that the takt wagons, this right here, plus the takt sequences, this right here, let me go back to this, times the takt time equals the duration. So here we have the takt wagons, the number of takt sequences, and then we're at a 5-day takt time right now. So let's go ahead and see what we're doing here. Let's do an overall test. So I'm going to hit equals sum, and I hope you can see this. We have 5 takt wagons, so 5, plus 2 takt sequences, minus 1, and then we're going to multiply that by a 5-day takt time, and that gives me 30. So that's the duration. So I can even type duration right there. Okay, so let's do a test. From the start to the end, that's 30 days. 30 days, the formula works. All right, let's do a couple of scenarios. This is with, and let me do areas. I'll just do an A. No, I'll type in the whole thing. Anyway, areas. So that's with 2 areas. Now what if we had 4 areas? Okay, let's do the formula. So if we had 4 areas, it would be equal sum. Okay, there would still be probably 5 takt wagons plus 4. Okay, minus 1 multiplied. And here's the tricky part. If a half of this took 5 days and you broke it down even further, it would take 2.5 days. But people really don't work 2.5 days. Let's just call it 3 days. So you would have to go down to a takt time of 3. And then what would our overall duration be? Okay, well that would be 4 or 24 overall days. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that in 8. Let's say if we broke it down even further. Let's do an 8 area. So let me actually bring this up. If I did 4, 24, let's do a test here really quickly. So I actually simulated that ahead of time. I'm being sneaky with you. So, yep. Pull that down. Okay. So here we have for the 4 areas, and remember inside the formula, we would have those 4 sequences. We have those 4 sequences minus 1 multiplied by a takt time of 3. Okay, we have a 3-day takt time. Okay, but in the flow here, every 3 days that drum beat and hit into another area, because we have 4 areas. Okay, and it says overall 24 days. Let's do the test, and let's go over here to 24, and yep, sure enough, that ends out on the 24th day. So everything here was a gain. I'm just going to call that a gain. Or you can say buffer gain. Well, you know, let's actually call that buffer gain. We gained that much time on the schedule. Okay, so let's do 8. Let's do that. Equals sum of, so that would still be 5 takt wagons plus 8 minus 1. And the takt time on that probably would still be 2 days because it's, you're like 1.5 days, but they're not going to work a half day. So what does it come out to? 24. Okay, so it's the same. Probably having 8 areas is going to increase confusion. So I'm just going to say no on that one. We're not going to do that. There's probably less of a return on investment there. There are diminishing returns on that. Okay, so maybe we should just be done. Or we can run more scenarios. Let's try 6. So if we had 6 areas, let's do the formula. Equals sum of 5 takt wagons plus 6 minus 1 multiplied by, and let's say we're breaking this down into 6 areas. So if this originally took 5 days, okay, and you broke it down into thirds, it would be, I don't math very good, but 1.80. So you're probably still looking at 2 days for each of those areas. Okay, wow, that got our duration down to 20 days. But does that even work? Well, I pre-populated this down here for us. Let me just go ahead and move this up, and let's see if it did anything for us. Okay. Yep. Okay, perfect. So now, if we broke it down into 20 days, let's do this. Okay. That's column number V. Yep, that's 20 days. And all of this time right here is a buffer gain. But you might be looking at this and saying, oh my gosh, 6 areas, that's a lot. I see what you're doing with the flow here. You have continuity in the schedule. But did we just mess the trade partners out of a bunch of time? Well, let's go ahead and look at that. Fire sprinkler had 10 days. I'm going to even put a border around that right now. Let's see how much fire sprinkler has once we're done doing the optimization. They had 12 days. When we broke it down into 6 areas, how many total days do they have? Wow. They've got 12 days. Yep. They're doing really well. So they have more days than the original just 2-part takt zones. And so we have to look at these optimizations in the real light of what's going on here. We have given the trade partner more time to do their work, but have taken less time overall to actually complete the work within level 1. And so that is the secret. We need to be using this formula and breaking this down. This is called batching up here, and that's why I don't like the term batching. You have larger batches, and so people might say, oh yeah, this is a small batch. Okay, yeah, but if you have a small batch and you're reducing batch sizes, that's not called batching. Okay, so I want one process flow. And even further down, this is even better. One process flow. This gets even farther down into the detail that I want. And probably going to 8 is a no. That has diminishing returns. But having 6 areas really looks nice. And here, we've gained back on a schedule standpoint 10 days. That's a 10-day buffer gain for this little simulation. Now, this is a small situation. How much time are we just leaving on the table because we're not doing these analyses with takt planning on larger schedules? The answer is it's insane how much we're leaving on the table with this. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope I've proven to you that CPM will never do this, ever. Takt planning is the key. And somebody was criticizing me the other day. I thought it was kind of funny. They were like, oh, Jason thinks that this is a magic bullet or a silver bullet. Yeah, it is. I'm just going to tell you right now, it is. Takt planning is great. The formulas are great. We need to be gaining time, and we need to be giving our trades the longest possible durations. On we go.